This is an absolutely captivating yet nearly absurd, heartbreaking, and emotionally charged film. A man rushes to see his girlfriend, wanting to give her a surprise, but the moment he opens the door, he sees an unbelievable scene. His own father is intimately entwined with his girlfriend. The massive blow leaves his mind blank, and his footsteps instinctively stagger backward, completely forgetting that the stairs are right behind him. Witnessing his son fall down the stairs with his own eyes, the father immediately rushes down naked, clutching his son's lifeless body while crying out in gut-wrenching pain. And this dark, taboo affair between him and his son's girlfriend is completely exposed before everyone. The man is named Stephen, a cabinet minister in the British government. He is successful in his career with a happy family, living in a luxury apartment in London. His wife Ingrid is gentle and elegant, his daughter is charming and sweet, and his son is a talented young man with a bright future. However, it is not until a woman appears at an ordinary dinner party that his perfect life shatters completely, beginning its descent into a bottomless abyss. That woman is Anna, his son Martin's girlfriend. With just one look, Stephen is deeply captivated by the unique aura she carries. At this moment, Stephen desperately uses his reason to suppress this unethical emotion, warning himself that he must not have any improper thoughts about his son's girlfriend. But the cold, mysterious, and somewhat fractured aura about Anna still plants a seed deep in his heart. Soon after, his son Martin officially brings Anna home for a visit. While his wife Ingrid warmly hosts this future daughter-in-law, Stephen stands stiffly to the side, his inner world already a surging tide. He and Anna tacitly pretend to meet for the first time, shaking hands with polite greetings. As she leaves, Anna turns around to steal a quick glance at Stephen, and it is this single look that allows him to read a similarly complex and ambiguous sentiment in the depths of Anna's eyes, causing him to fall hopelessly in love with his son's girlfriend. The true taboo affair begins with a phone call Anna takes the initiative to make to him.
Give me your address. I'll be there in an hour.
After hanging up, Stephen hardly hesitates. He cancels all his afternoon meetings and rushes over, consumed by an internal fire. The moment he pushes open the apartment door, all reason, morality, and concerns vanish into thin air. Anna has already been waiting in the room, like a weary bird that has waited a long time, her eyes filled with expectation. They exchange no unnecessary words as their long-suppressed desires erupt like a volcano. They cast aside their respective identities, forgetting the shackles of family and ethics, and completely sink into a whirlpool of fiery emotion, savoring this illicit warmth and excitement. Later, when Stephen faces his son Martin again, though his heart is filled with endless guilt, that guilt cannot stop him from continuing to contact Anna. At Martin's promotion celebration, Anna calmly recounts her childhood experiences of drifting around with her parents. She also mentions that she once had a brother, but in the year she turned 15, her brother suddenly ended his own life. This cruel past became a wound in her heart that would never heal.
Why did he kill himself? Love.
Stephen listens quietly, and his pity and love for her deepen by another level. As soon as the dinner ends, he cannot resist driving to Anna's residence. Waiting until after his son has left, Stephen impatiently enters the apartment. Anna sits quietly in a chair, as if she had long anticipated his arrival. Upon meeting, Stephen expresses how much he has missed Anna. Gazing at Anna's face, he feels as if he is being controlled by an invisible force, causing him to sink deeper and deeper into the mire of this relationship.
Who are you?
Anna does not answer, but simply looks at him in silence. After an intimate moment, Anna opens her heart to him and tells the truth about her brother's death. It turns out that a sentiment, transcending the boundaries of siblings, had once developed between her and her brother, a feeling that became increasingly intense and dangerous as they grew older. Until one day, the brother discovered Anna had a boyfriend. Consumed by jealousy and despair, he chose to end his own life. That tragedy became a nightmare that Anna could never escape for the rest of her life. From Kunal on, her world collapsed completely. She began to loathe all forms of possession and attachment, instead becoming more and more obsessed with illicit relationships where neither party had to be responsible. It seemed that only this could alleviate the deep guilt and pain within her. So, when Stephen shows a desire to possess her completely, she speaks to him in a bewitching voice. Stephen naturally understands what Anna means, but he cannot be that composed. His feelings for Anna have reached a point beyond his control. When he learns that his son Martin and Anna are going to Paris for the weekend, intense jealousy gnaws at him like a venomous snake. During a meeting, Stephen is restless, his mind entirely filled with Anna's image. Consequently, as soon as the meeting concludes, Stephen disregards everything and rushes to Paris. Upon arrival, he anxiously dials the phone of the hotel where Martin and Anna are staying. Anna answers the phone, and Stephen tells her in a suppressed voice that he is waiting for her in an alley near the hotel. Anna then throws on a coat and hurries to the rendezvous. In a narrow alley at dawn in Paris, they once again succumb to their desires. After it ends, Anna turns and leaves, returning to Martin's side with a calm expression, as if nothing had happened. Stephen remains immersed in the thrill of the moment. He chooses not to leave, secretly staying in the hotel directly opposite Anna and Martin. Like a lonely voyeur, he hides behind the curtains and silently watches the intimate interactions between his son and the woman he loves. Watching the images of them happily embracing, Stephen feels as if a knife is twisting in his heart. The flames of jealousy nearly consume him, and the immense mental agony causes his heart to ache so sharply that he curls up on the bed, unable to move. After returning, Stephen, driven to irrationality by desire and possessiveness, meets Anna again, telling her he is willing to discard everything he currently owns for her, that he wants to divorce his wife and be with her openly. His tone is filled with determination and resolve. He believes this soulful confession will earn an equivalent response. But Anna, like a sober bystander, calmly scrutinizes his madness.
What would you gain if you left Ingrid?
You! I'd gain you!
You'd be gaining something you already have.
Anna's words are like a bucket of cold water, instantly dousing the fiery flames in Stephen's heart. He realizes that what Anna has ever wanted was never for them to be together openly, but rather the thrill brought by this deformed relationship. But even so, before parting, he still arranges the time for their next meeting. Over the next few days, Stephen suppresses his urge to see Anna every day, maintaining the dignity and poise of a politician in public. Meanwhile, Anna often stares quietly at Stephen on the television, a faint, ambiguous smile hanging at the corner of her mouth. At the same time, Stephen's wife Ingrid sits before the television as usual, watching her husband's interview. This high-spirited and elegant man, even after decades of marriage, still makes her heart flutter and still makes her feel like the happiest woman in the world. Yet she has no idea that her happy life is gradually crumbling. Soon, the day arrives for Stephen and Anna to meet. He arrives at Anna's apartment as agreed, only to find a strange man in the room. With a flustered expression, Anna introduces Stephen as someone who came to borrow a book. Relying on a man's intuition, he senses that the relationship between Anna and this man is unusual, but he does not expose it on the spot. Instead, he pretends to leave and secretly hides across the street to wait. Only after seeing the other man leave does Stephen rush back into the apartment, angrily questioning Anna about who the man was. Seeing Stephen's anxious state, Anna calmly tells him that it was her first boyfriend, Peter, who accompanied her through the darkest times of her life. The reason her brother died back then was also related to Peter. At that time, the brother walked in on her and Peter together. Jealousy completely destroyed his reason, and he demanded to have a relationship with Anna, only to be angrily rejected and kicked out of the room by her. On that very night, her brother ended his life in the most tragic way right outside her door. Even today, those painful memories still leave her at a loss. As Stephen listens to Anna's story, the anger and jealousy in his heart are instantly replaced by heartache and pity. He tenderly cups Anna's face and pulls her into a tight embrace. A few days later, Martin's grandfather invites the whole family along with Anna to a mountain villa. At the family dinner, Martin publicly announces that his proposal to Anna was successful and they are about to wed. Upon hearing this news, Stephen's expression changes instantly. He cannot accept this reality, yet he is forced to fake a smile and offer his blessings. That night, Stephen tosses and turns in bed, unable to sleep, when he suddenly hears footsteps outside the door. As if bound by some mysterious understanding, he pushes the door open and spots Anna's figure at a glance. In the moment their eyes meet, neither says a word, simply gazing at one another. Finally, they enter the room with a tacit understanding. Moonlight pours over them like water as they embrace tightly, seemingly trying to use this brief warmth to forget all their troubles and pain. Sometime later, to discuss the wedding arrangements, Anna's mother Elizabeth travels to London to meet the future in-laws. At the dining table, she looks at Martin and suddenly remarks that he bears a striking resemblance to Anna's late brother. The The moment these words are spoken, the already tense atmosphere plunges to freezing point. Though Elizabeth has a straightforward personality, her intuition is incredibly sharp, and she quickly senses the unusual vibe between Stephen and Anna. Consequently, on the way back, she speaks her mind directly to Stephen.
You must realize this is a chance for Anna. At last with Martin, she has a chance. She can make a new life. I watched you throughout the meal. You can't even look at her. Must get out of the way. Please.
The words from Anna's mother plunge him into deep contemplation. After a long internal struggle, he goes to a roadside phone booth, dials Anna's number, and speaks in a hoarse, heavy voice.
I have to let you go, for Martin and for you. I am sorry.
It's got to stop.
The moment he hangs up the phone, Stephen feels a sense of relief, yet his heart is also being twisted like a knife. But he knows that only by letting go can everything return to a normal life. Just when he thinks it is all over, a few days later he receives a package from Anna containing a key to an apartment and a note with an address. This unexpected token reignites the fire of desire within Stephen's heart. Like a boy experiencing his first love, he finds it impossible to resist and rushes toward that address. Once he opens the door, he sees a notebook on the table with the time for their next meeting written inside. Looking at this secret love nest that belongs only to the two of them, all of Stephen's reason, guilt, and resolve collapse in an instant, leaving only excitement and anticipation. He returns home, where Anna is nonchalantly discussing wedding arrangements with Martin. When she glances at Stephen, an ambiguous smile flashes in her eyes. After the others have stepped away, Anna speaks her heart to Stephen.
Do you think I would have married Martin if I couldn't be with you?
These words cause Stephen to sink completely, a naive and satisfied smile appearing on his face like that of a child. Soon, the day of their scheduled meeting arrives. Anna leaves work early and takes special care to decorate the room, placing a vibrant pot of flowers on the table before waiting for Stephen with a heart full of joy. Stephen arrives as promised, his heart brimming with urgency and expectation. However, in his excitement, he actually forgets to remove the key from the door after entering. Inside this tiny love nest, they indulge their passions, immersed in a self-centered world of two. Yet, some accidents always come when least expected. Martin has urgent business with Anna, so he calls her colleague and obtains the address of this apartment. He then follows the address to find her. Martin originally wanted to give Anna a surprise, but what meets his eyes is the most unbearable and heartbreaking scene of his life. He never imagined that his most respected father and his most beloved fiancée would be engaged in such an unethical act together. He cannot accept this fact, nor can he face what is right in front of him. Like a puppet with its soul ripped out, he staggers backward with a face full of bewilderment, only to accidentally fall from the floor above, ending his young life on the spot. Witnessing his son's fall, Stephen plunges into the depths of despair and self-reproach. Disregarding his clothes, he sprints downstairs and cries out in gut-wrenching agony while clutching Martin's rapidly cooling body. Meanwhile, Anna simply straightens her clothes with indifference, casts a cold glance at the tragic scene, and turns to leave. This tragedy spreads through London like a plague, becoming the most sensational scandal in political history. Stephen's home is surrounded by reporters and police, with flashbulbs popping incessantly and sharp questions pouring in like a tide. Upon learning the truth, Ingrid is consumed by grief. The pain of losing her son, combined with her husband's betrayal, nearly causes her to collapse. She hysterically questions Stephen, venting all her pain and resentment onto him.
I want my son back. I want Martin!
Ultimately, this taboo romance acts like a sharp blade, completely severing Stephen's former life. He not only loses his happy and warm home, but also ruins the political career he fought for years to build, falling from an envied winner in life to a destitute man with nothing. To escape this place of sorrow, Stephen moves alone to a small town in France. His past dignity and glamour have long since vanished, and his life is now impoverished and lifeless. In his shabby apartment hangs a large photograph, the only group photo of him, Anna, and Martin taken at the estate. He often sits silently before the photo, staring motionless at the two people in it, one being the son who leaves him with lifelong guilt, and the other being the lover who made him sink and suffer for a lifetime. Memories of the past surge through his mind wave after wave, and though his heart is filled with regret, it is already of no use. Stephen has paid a heavy price with his life for his own impulsiveness and selfishness, and in the end, he can only endure eternal punishment in loneliness. At the end of the story, Stephen recounts his final meeting with Anna in a calm tone.
I saw her once more only. I saw her by accident at an airport, changing planes. She didn't see me. She was holding a child. She was no different from anyone else.
Stephen once believed Anna was his true love and thought she was special, even being willing to give up everything for her. But now that the tide of desire has receded, he discovers that the so-called specialness was merely a projected phantom. Damage is never a simple film about a taboo romance, but a profound allegory about human nature, morality, desire, and loneliness. When a person places desire above all else, then once the fire has burned out, only ashes remain. In this life, we will always face various temptations and moments of attraction, but true maturity is never about indulging desires at will. It is about knowing how to exercise restraint in the face of temptation, and how to hold the line when passion surges. For most ordinary people, a love that is too intense and peaked is no different from a catastrophe. When a deep infatuation must be paid for by destroying everything you love, is that infatuation or heartlessness? Do not wait until you have lost everything to understand how to cherish, and do not wait until destruction has come to feel regret. Because some things, once lost, can never be regained. Some mistakes once made can never be rectified.